So I thought, you know, I wish that he was my boyfriend again. I don't necessarily want to be single, but I miss the single life. I miss the text messages for no reason. I miss the coming up from behind me when I'm scrambling eggs and just kissing me on the back of the neck. Like,
I still do that, Boris. I still do that. Okay.
I'm being
general
here, but I'm just saying that the
there's a difference. There's definitely a difference.
There's the trappings of being single. Like, okay, you two are really good looking people, okay, and you're married, and we're married. There's people that flirt with you, and the part of the flirtation that even makes you look at your phone or in your workspace, is that they have like a freshness or a newness. And I personally believe that if you're in it for the long haul, that freshness and newness is still possible if you talk about it. Be like, look, I know we talk about date night. We need to go have a date night.
Right.
I know we talk about like kissing and texting for no reason, but the last time you text me was over like, the cabinet guy.
What is going on, guys? I'm Jada Black. Shout out to everybody that is tuning in. I want to talk about, and I'm probably going to play a clip at the beginning of this video so y'all have a better context. And y'all can see the awkward body language between actor couple Boris Kodjoe and Nicole Parker. Now, I told y'all that this quarantine is going to really challenge a lot of relationships and a lot of marriages. And I think this might be one of them, because this is a couple that's been married for well over, I believe, 15 years. They have 2 kids together. She's 49, he's 47. Okay. Both of them are in the entertainment industry. They're both actors, right? So they've been able to survive so long. Okay. And they were speaking to another couple, and I believe the guy they were speaking to is the actor himself. And because people can't be around each other physically like that in certain places, IG Live has provided them the opportunity to do couples therapy, which it almost looked like. And it always bothers me when individuals go to social media to air out their grievances in their relationships. And by looking at the video, you can tell that Boris was caught off guard. Maybe this is conversations they've had, in private, but it just seems to me that Nicole has one foot out the door. Boris could too, but I think more Nicole Parker, because she's sitting there saying that she misses, the single life. Like, why would you say that with your husband sitting right next to you? And the guy had to come in and sort of say, hey, she's talking in general. No, she wasn't. She's talking about her relationship, And the thing is that they were eating, and Boris had to stop eating, and he gave her this look of, I can't believe you're saying this now. She's talking about she misses the single life. She misses getting those kisses while she's making breakfast, looking at her phone, at new text messages, just the newness of a new guy. Bro, that tells me that she's already been thinking about this, And once a woman gets bored in a relationship, she's halfway done. And I've seen some interesting comments. People are saying, well, women are going to start hitting him up now because they can see that this relationship is teetering. It's not in a strong place. And they're right. This relationship is not in a strong place that people may have thought it was. Even with the situation that Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith have had in their marriage. People say their marriage is weird, but you will never hear them publicly, in a passive way calling out their spouse, saying the things that he used to do he doesn't do anymore. And I just find that very interesting, because it's not like you were both private citizens. I mean, you're both in the industry, so to speak. And I know you probably have busy schedules and things of that nature, and certain things are gonna not occur now than it did 15 years before prior. But I just find it interesting that she took the time So I'm telling you, this quarantine is challenging marriages, man. And we're in certain places, we probably gonna be quarantined into May in some places. It might be lighter in some other places, but especially like a Los Angeles or New York, maybe Los Angeles will be off quarantine before then. But I would say that by the end of this month, going into May, man, you might see more couples doing couples therapy on Instagram Live, and it's a shame that this is being brought to the forefront like this, and the fact that Boris didn't see it coming. But Boris got to understand, man, it looks like your wife is becoming envious of single women. Now, I saw a comment on the IG Live, and I think I was saying it too, where the woman was saying, well, the pickings are slim. The pickings are slim because a lot of men don't want relationships. Like, they already have, you know, a group of women that they deal with, so they're good. They don't need relationships. They don't find any benefit from it. They've probably been through the relationship cycle, the marriage cycle. They don't want to deal with that anymore. They don't want any strings attached. But I don't think Nicole wants another relationship once she's, you know, but if she leaves Boris, she wants to be like her single friends. And this is what happens when you see these women on Instagram, you know, flying out to vacation spots, you know, looking, being very attention seekerish on social media, and they're by themselves. They don't have a man. I think Nicole wants that lifestyle. Unfortunately, there are women who are married. They were married before social media took off. So they were never able to go through a phase of being able to, you know, post, you know, revealing things on social media, you know, get attention, get likes, get comments, get DM messages, you know, guys flirting with them. They weren't able to go through that. You know, they got married before, you know, Instagram. And I think Nicole isn't the only one. There are other women just like her who want to be able to go through that, but they want to be able to be single and be able to flirt with guys and get DM messages and go on dates and fly out to different. She wants to do that. And it is unfortunate that you have married women who want that lifestyle, but that's what happens, man. They see these women on social media and they want to emulate those women. What Nicole and some others don't understand is those women are lonely. They're quarantining alone, probably with their kids. They don't have a man. It's all fun and games getting flown out until you got to quarantine, until you have to stay grounded. That's when you realize how lonely you are. She has a man who's been with her for 15 years. This dude could have been left, you know? But if she doesn't want to be with Boris, then leave Boris. But don't sit there and, you know, humiliate this guy, because you can tell by his body language he was uncomfortable. He's like, wow, really? And that shows how she may have a lack of respect for this guy. Or maybe she's warning him like, you need to do better or I'm out of here. Like, no guy wants to be in a situation where he has to be told by his wife of 15 years that you need to change or else. Like, you know, I can understand him saying, you know, really? You know, do you know how many other women I could be with? You know? And, you know, this is the modern day female. Even though she is 49 years old, she seemed to have the mentality of a lot of these modern day millennial women and these Gen Xers too, who would rather be single than be long-term in a marriage with a man who actually wants to be with them, who actually fits all their criteria. You know, tall, you know, handsome to a lot of these women. There's a lot of women who think the guy is handsome. You know, he has a career. You would think that once a woman gets with a guy like that, she no longer wants to be looking. But Nicole obviously doesn't care about that. She wants to have fun. She wants to fly out to different places. She wants to be on beaches. She wants to be taking revealing photos. She wants to be twerking on IG Live. She wants to be on Lil Boosie's IG Live. She wants to be on Tory Lanez's IG live. That's what she wants to be. She don't want to just be, a wife and mom. That's too boring. Just like in the video I made about Natalie Nunn yesterday. She said she doesn't want to be the boring mom. Well, shaking your assets for another man in front of thousands of other people, if that's what you want to do to not be boring, I feel sorry for that marriage. Well, scratch that, I don't, because the guy chooses to put up with it. But yeah, trouble is there, and all this is gonna do is increase the amount of guys who may come at Nicole, because they're gonna say, hey, there's an opening there. And the one thing you never want to do as a couple is have an opening, because she sat next to this guy and had no problem saying what she said right next to him. No respect. None. So obviously this is something that's been on her mind for quite some time. This has been on her mind for quite some time, and she's just letting the world know this, unfortunately for Boris, who I think over the years, he may not act the same way. He may not, do the little things that count. And listen, when you're married to somebody, you have to put the work in. You have to be able to keep your partner interested, to keep that marriage moving forward, because what's going to happen is that other person is going to say, hey, I still think I got it. Nicole Ari Parker still thinks she got it. Even though she's 49, she still thinks she got it. And she's willing to put that to the test in order to prove to everybody, including Boris, that she can get another man. And that is your modern day female, man. That's your modern day female. Now, maybe she thought that she was on Red Table Talk, because you see Will Smith will listen to his wife Jada say those things, and he's okay with it because he knows Jada isn't going anywhere. And he's just okay with just having a wife, having somebody, keeping the family together. But that's not Boris. Just based off, I could be wrong, because maybe he's okay with it, but I think that, Boris wants people to think and believe that he is a good husband and a good father. Well, at least a good husband. He doesn't want people to think that he's lacking as far as being able to make his wife happy. But bro, if these women ain't happy, they're going to look for that happiness somewhere else, unfortunately. Unfortunately for you, they're going to look for happiness elsewhere. And all you can do is be honest with yourself and be honest with your partner. Now, I'm pretty sure they spoke after that. And maybe he has no problem with it. But by looking at the video, it looked like he had a problem with it. But I'm telling you right now, it's all cool until you're really out there single in these dating markets, But like I said, Nicole still looks good. She's definitely a MILF. She's definitely a MILF family. You know what I'm saying? But again, that's different when it comes to, the type of attention you're going to get out there from certain guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they may want to smash, but are they going to want to wife up? That will definitely be put to the test. But I don't doubt that Nicole Ari Parker wants to be single again, and I don't doubt that she would leave Boris. And I don't doubt that Boris would be just fine being single.